I don't think that there's a single profile of the participants. I think there are some things in common that they share. People who participate would be likely very environmentally concerned. I think in some ways they would have to be political or politically minded, knowing that to participate in a critical mass ride can be unpopular with some friends or family members or coworkers who believe that change should happen slower, in a different way, or maybe not at all. And so I think to participate in critical mass, you probably are aware of that tension in your life. Again, that sort of like the conflict between the two different ways of doing it. And thus, I think people who willingly participate in critical mass, especially in the days when there were very few people, and especially if you do it a second time. The first time, maybe you don't know what you're getting into, and then you, oh, so this is critical mass. I think for people who continue to participate after a first time, could not fail to recognize the political nature and the aggression and controversy that can come from critical mass, and they must be willing to participate. So whether it's the desire to put a message and beliefs ahead of some relationships in your life, I think that makes it a certain type of person who thinks ideologically first and consequences second. I think I would be the type of person that participates. But I don't think there's any one type of person like, oh, it's always people on the left, let's say, and only concerned with environmental causes. I think there are people who could be centrist, or even on the right in North America, who are against big government, or they want to have the independence to ride a bike if I want to and forget anybody who tells me not to. I think they can cross the political spectrum, and even you might not even be 100% totally committed to the environment, but you're more caught up about justice issues or about the rights to equity on the roads, that maybe it has nothing to do with the environment. But I tend to think that environmental commitment often comes into the picture.
It had a place 20 years ago, and I think it mattered. And I've never attended a critical mass in Vancouver. I'm well aware of them. Today, it's more of a party ride than it is a protest ride, and that's okay. Good for them. I think it's a time and place issue, and we get further here now working with the authorities than trying to embarrass them or show conflict. The protests in the street these days in Vancouver aren't about bike lanes. They're about climate change. And so we see streets being blocked and protests in the streets regularly, but they're not about bike lanes. They're about old growth forests, they're about carbon emissions, they're about development and housing, but the bike lane issue has moved away from being a protest issue here.
I think a lot of new folks. Welcome to Critical Mass!
I got involved with this organization, Kickstand, because I needed to repair my bike. When I first got here, I bought a very cheap bike that wasn't in great shape, so it needed a bunch of work. Well, the first time I came, it wasn't exactly in this location, but in the older location. It was because I got a flat tire and I needed to repair it. So one of my neighbors told me that there was this community bike shop that was cool and I should check it out. So I came and I used it. And since then, that was in 2018 or 17? 17 at the end of 2017. And since then, I just like start begging other volunteers, asking for, how do I do this? How could I learn to like adjust this thing? And little by little, I learned how to fix my small problems on my own bike. So I never really had to go to a bike shop. Like I never actually went to a bike shop till like start working on them. Because this place was good enough to fix what I needed to.